Better late than never. A story that no one seems to like. But don't get me wrong, this story is boring and has no action. But I wouldn't say it's pointless. But it's only pointless in the Marvel series, but still, shut up. But after this video, you'll maybe, just maybe, have a soft spot for the story. But now let's get into it. Before I get into it, I'm going to give a short summary for this story. The story starts off with the viaduct being on maintenance, which causes delay, which Henry finds out one day. No pun unintended. Which makes Thomas upset. Henry tries to convince Thomas that it's the viaduct, but Thomas doesn't listen and blames the engines being lazy. But since he's a guaranteed connection, it makes him late too. After that, Birdie makes fun of Thomas for being late, to only get karma, and now Thomas has to take Birdie's passengers as well as his own. Which he agrees, and now they're friends again. By that short summary alone, I can understand why people don't like this book. The big keyword is boring. It's just boring. And I know why it's boring, but for that we need a history lesson. The hardest part of season 2 was adapting. They couldn't do certain stories because they had characters that only appeared for one scene, and they didn't have the budget to. They also couldn't write their own stories. They also couldn't use stories because Thomas was barely in them. So Allcraft commissioned Christopher Audrey to write a story revolved around Thomas. The story in question is more about Thomas the Tank Engine. I think this story should be called Quarreling Engines, but that's just me. So Thomas versus Nicole, The Runaway, and Better Late Than Never were adapted. Strangely not true. That plays a part in this later. There are actually some things I like about this episode. How Birdie gets his just dues for teasing Thomas, and how the viaduct is consistently on maintenance. Examples being Percy's ghostly trick and Edward's exploit. One small gripe I have about this episode is how Thomas is such a prick throughout it. But that leads to the video's next segment.
By fixing this, we can adapt Drip Tank. Now we all know Thomas and Percy's rivalry in season 2. By adapting Drip Tank, this would end their rivalry for good. This would probably have to take place in season 3 because they kind of stopped arguing then. Drip Tank would probably be the first episode of season 2, since Thomas trusts Percy to take his passengers in the next episode. Now let's get on to rewriting. I'm gonna rewrite the tail end of Better Late Than Never, along the lines as Thomas soon realized that arguing with his friends didn't gain anything. Maybe you can cut out Percy's accident or keep it in there, I don't really know. Let's say Thomas is on his branch line until he has an accident. Then Percy's called to go get Thomas, but he refuses until he's reminded about the passengers. And then he takes Thomas back, and then he apologizes, and then they're friends again. What a nice end to Thomas and Percy's frenemyship. Now that's wrapped up, I'm going to ask you a question. Would you like this episode a tad more if Drip Tank was adapted? Don't get me wrong, this is a boring episode, but it isn't pointless. Simply because it builds up to Thomas and Percy's rivalry ending. And that's how Better Late Than Never could have been a bit better by the help of another episode. Thanks for watching. Whoa, don't leave yet! Quick announcement, this is gonna be the new figure for video essays and stuff. If you don't like it, too bad, deal with it. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe, it'll mean a whole lot. Thank you.